Hello time travelers, and welcome new time travelers. As always, if you're new to this channel and enjoy learning about history, one event at a time, then don't forget to hit that like button, comment, subscribe, and turn on all notifications. Without further ado, let's get into it. Today we're going to start out in 511 when Clovis the First, king of the Franks, and ruler of much of the Gaul from 481 to 511, a key period during the transformation of the Roman Empire into Europe, died in Paris. In 1874, Chaim Weizmann, the first president of Israel and the guiding force behind the World Zionist Organization, was born. Through the will drawn up by Alfred Bernhard Nobel, the Swedish chemist, engineer, and industrialist who invented dynamite and other more powerful explosives. The Nobel Prizes were established on this day in 1895. In 1919, the Treaty of Neuilly outlined the post-World War I peace terms for Bulgaria was signed between the defeated country and the Allied powers. 5 years later, in 1924, the first Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade was held in New York City, and it became an American tradition, especially known for its huge balloons, which were introduced in 1927. In 1942, the French Navy scuttled 73 ships at Toulon in order to avoid German seizure during World War II. 9 years later, in 1951, American filmmaker Kathryn Bigelow, who was the first woman to win an Oscar for Best Director for The Hurt Locker, that was aired in 2008, was born. 2 years later, in 1953, Eugene O'Neill, playwright and author of Long Day's Journey into Night, died at the age of 65. In 1973, the U.S. Senate voted overwhelmingly in favor of Gerald R. Ford's succession to the vice presidency. In 1978, gay rights activist Harvey Milk, who was one of the first openly gay elected officials in the U.S. history, was assassinated in San Francisco. His killer, Dan White, was later convicted of manslaughter after successfully alleging that clinical depression had impaired his judgment. On this date in 1983, the revised Code of Canon Law, signed by Pope John Paul II in January, took effect. 4 years before the turn of the century, in 1996, a residential building in Shanghai, China, is set ablaze by two mentally challenged men, where 36 people had died. 5 years after the turn of the century, in 2005, the Edmonton Eskimos captured the 93rd Canadian Football League Grey Cup, defeating the Montreal Oletz 38-35 in the Cup's first overtime game in 44 years. Also in 2005, an explosion in a coal mine in the Chinese city of Kwaihi kills at least 161 miners, and more than 70 were rescued. I don't remember exactly where it was. I don't remember if it was in China or if it was in Chile that there was miners that they rescued. I want to say it was in Chile. Anyway, our final event happened in 2014 when British mystery novelist P.D. James, who earned the soubriquet Queen of Crime primarily for her 14 novels featuring the fictional detective Adam Dalgliesh of Scotland Yard, died in Oxford, England. And with that, we will return to 2024 and our current history. As always, if you enjoy learning historical events from around the world, then don't forget to hit that like button, comment, subscribe, and turn on all notifications. I'll see you in the next one.